Hello, everybody. My name is Brandis Manuel. Thank you for coming to my page, Rich Hippie Mama, and checking out my videos. This one right here is going to be number one in a series of videos that I am calling something. I'm calling them something. I don't know right now. But over the next 21 days, I am going to watch different YouTube videos and then give you guys a simple rundown about what I've been watching, what's keeping my interest, and how I kind of basically use YouTube as a tool for self development. I love YouTube, okay? I spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos. Anything that you want to know, there's a YouTube video that could go into great detail and give amazing instructors. I think that YouTube content creators are so awesome and how they really try to share and share and share and give so much information to people like for free. I think it's one of the greatest inventions of the 21st century, and I feel like I'm so fortunate that, I was just born at this time where we have things like YouTube and Google. But each day, I'm going to share with you guys what I've watched and some things that I've learned and how that's kind of helped me on my personal development journey. So I'm gonna get right to the first video. And I watch some of everything. So it could be from something as deep as metaphysics and religion. I am a mom of two boys, so it could be about health and raising children and neurodiversity, or it could be something silly like the Real Housewives of something, because I do like some of my housewife franchises. I cover it all. But today I saw a couple of things. I did look at the table talk with Jada Pinkett Smith and Sandra Bullock, which was really interesting. And she talks about raising her two black adopted children. If you haven't had a chance to check that out, go check out that video. I'll try to post a link below. I watched, what else did I watch? I watched that. And well, let's just get to the video that I'm going to talk about more in depth, which was it was a segment on The Real. It was a segment on The Real. It was Lonnie Love, Adrian, and Garcelle. And they were talking about this it was, I forget where they got this prompt from, but it was about talking about having real conversations with yourself and asking yourself, in your effort to become a better communicator, how well are you communicating with yourself? So I think the first question that Lonnie said when she was kind of introducing the topic was, why do you get the reactions that you do? Like, sit down and ask yourself, why is it that I get the reactions that I do from people? And and they were talking about, like, what are the hard conversations that you had to have with yourself? So Garcelle spoke about it first, and she was talking about when she got to Hollywood and she was auditioning and trying to become an actress, and she felt like she was auditioning and was not getting the results that she wanted. She was really frustrated, and she says that she went to the ocean because that is like really soothes her, which I totally relate to that. The water is like very cleansing and purifying. She went to go have a talk with God. She went to go have a talk with God and asked him, what is going on? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Is this, for me? If it's not, let me know, and, what she got out of that was like, she just loved it. Like, she loved it. It was her passion. And if that was her passion and she loved it, then she was going to continue forth and stick with it. And Adrian was next, and she spoke about relationships, honesty, having honesty with herself in the context of a relationship. And she was saying she was like forcing this relationship when that person did not love her, but she loved them. It was the unrequited love syndrome. And she was trying to do all these things and be all these things to um, make him love her. And Lonnie asks the question, did he not love you? Or did he not love you the way that you wanted to be loved? And Adrian was like, there were some times I don't even think the dude liked me, which was like, ouch. Um, but Adrian talks about self love and how ultimately she had to decide that she was worthy. She was worthy of a relationship that was full of love for her, where someone loved her, and not like the best she could do with some guy who she was in love with, but he wasn't even in love with her. Um, and I can relate. I think we've all, I think we've all kind of been somewhere in that situation where we had to stop and say, wait a minute, if this person isn't like crazy about me, then what is so attractive about them in the first place? Because I tell you, that's one of the top things that I like about a guy. I really like a guy that likes me. If you want me to like you, show me how much you like me. And I'd be like, it's just something about him. It's me. It's me about him. So then Lonnie opens up and she says that, one of the conversations that she had to have with herself was, why don't people like me? And this was really touching because as Lonnie's saying this, you could see this is something she's really struggled with. She's like almost, she's in tears. She starts crying. Adrian breaks out the tissues and she's like, I'm here with you. And Lonnie was talking about how, she just started kind of picking herself apart, trying to figure out, what is it about me that people don't like? Is it because the way I look? Is it because, do I talk too much? Do I not talk enough? And she really was going through, and she said that she went through a lot of like meditation, through meditation and mindfulness, that she discovered that, everybody's just not going to like you, and that's okay. That you are fine as you are, and learning to love the things about yourself, and that you're enough for you, and that's okay. Everybody's not going to like you. And I'm paraphrasing, but that's pretty much what she said. And I think that kind of brought me to, this is something that I've, thought about before, and that I've talked about before. The whole thing kind of brought up to me this whole question of, am I good enough? Am I good enough? In Garcelle's case, it was, am I good enough for this industry? Am I good enough to be an actress? Am I good enough to cut it in Hollywood? In Adrian's case, it was, am I good enough to be loved? Am I good enough to be in a relationship that serves my mind and my heart and my soul as well as my body? Am I good enough? Worthy enough? And in Lonnie's case, it was, am I good enough for people to like me? Am I good enough? Am I this enough or that enough? And the ladies kind of went into a conversation a bit about how we are always trying to do something enough, and it's just never enough when we're trying to cater towards what other people think we should be, other people's opinions, society's opinions. And that is so major, right? And especially like they hit 2 points, especially as a woman. There's always a lot of trying to please people, trying to be this enough for people and that enough for people, hot enough, sexy enough, pretty enough, smart enough, funny enough, just everything enough. And and then Garcelle and Alani brought up the point about, as a black woman who has a platform, who has, they have a platform, they have a voice, they're out in the public eye. And now they're like, now we represent an image of black women, and people have an expectation. Um, and like they were saying, like Adrian was like on the show, if you talk a lot and you're really engaged, and people are like, "Ooh, she talks too much." So then you're like, "Oh my goodness, am I talking too much? Okay, let me be quiet." And then people be like, Adrian's like, "That bitch don't talk." Like it doesn't matter. You cannot please them. And Garcelle spoke about being on the Housewives, how people were like, what did she say? She needs to show them her hood side or something to that effect. Like basically, somebody was like, ourselves don't be, and she was like, I'm gonna be myself no matter what. And if this isn't good enough for you, then that's too bad. And I know that a lot of times, black women have this stereotype of like and I gotta give it to Garcelle. A couple of times where I thought, and I have, it was gonna get snazzy. At the same time, Garcelle is Haitian American, and I don't know what the Haitian American brand of like all of that stuff is. I don't know if it's in their cultural lexicon the same way. My Haitian American women can let me know. I know what it's like for a black girl born and raised on the south side of Chicago. You got to keep it cute. You got to keep it classy. But, there are those situations where it's like, look, however, even if that was a part of Garcelle's lexicon, why does she have to show it to prove any kind of relevance on that show? And it's like people expect it from her because she's a black woman. And I really appreciate her, like, even more for not letting any of those ladies in that situation on that show take her to a place outside of wherever the heck she says she wants to be. If that's how she feels like she wants to conduct herself, then that's her choice, and she doesn't have to do anything extra boo boo to satisfy this image or this quota of what being black is or a black woman is. And you can pull it all back into trying to fit in to society's standards and be what people want you to be and not be what they don't want you to be is pointless. Let it go. Just give it up. Because you're never going to be enough for other people. But the one person that you do have to know that you're enough for is you. You have to be enough for yourself. However you do that. And I'm not here to just drop this and then walk away. Like, everyone who watched this video now should know that they are enough. Because it's a process. Lonnie said that she got there through mindfulness, right? Mindfulness is a meditation technique. I personally love to start my day out with at least 10 to 15 minutes of meditation. I use this app. What is it called? It's an app. Anyway, they're not paying me, so I'll leave a link to it at the bottom. But it's just like a timer, like a meditation timer app. They also have some guided meditations in there if you want to do that kind of thing. But I like that it sets a container for me because sometimes when you're really into a good meditation, the time just goes by. Time ceases to exist. And Adrian kind of like wrapped it up with this really nice statement where she was saying that those things that we have about ourselves, I'm too loud, I'm too funny, I'm too sarcastic, I'm not this enough or that enough, where we feel like just us being ourselves and being happy and in our zone is too much, are like our God-given traits that make us who we are, makes us different and makes us unique. And that you don't know what the plan that God has for your life. God, spirit, destiny, the universe, dharma, whatever you want to call it. You don't always know where your story can go. And the fact of the matter is that more than likely, those things that other people are saying that is too much or not enough, or that you should change or modify, are the very things that are going to be the building blocks of your story and you being the best version that you came to this earth to be. So I guess if I took something away from that video today, and this is a constant lesson that I'm working on, let me tell you, I have perfectionist issues. I mean, hardcore, hardcore. Like I came from a dance background, competitive dance, ballet dance, and there is no good enough. You either did that move or you didn't. You either hit that turn or you missed it. You're either on your leg or you're off. There's no in between. And even in your best moment, you're still trying to critique and find more. And that has carried through every area of my life. And while it might be good in a school setting or even sometimes in a professional settings, it is really like it's a monster. It's a monster. It wrecks your brain all the time with what you could have done, what you should have done. And even in my personal life, to where I could never look at anything that I did and just feel okay or even great about it, especially not in the moment. I mean, very, very rare. Every now and then when I really just went over and above, and did the most dang diggity, then I would say, Brandis, you did a good job. But 9 times out of 10, anytime I saw anything that I had created, any of my work, I was just critiquing. It has been a strength and it has definitely been a weakness. So I too am learning how to say, Brandis, it's enough. And the truth of the matter is, we are enough. I am enough. If I really think about it, I'm pretty dope. I'm pretty awesome. I think I'm funny. I'm definitely talented. I have a big heart. I love people and I want to serve mankind. I want to serve humanity. So here I am, fighting my perfectionist attitude and complex that I had a million thoughts going on in my head why I couldn't do this. My eyebrows got wiped off. I need to put some more high stuff under my eyes to make me look awake and refreshed, because it's like going on 1 o'clock in the morning right now, which is when I do my best work. But I didn't, because I realized that it's bigger than me. Being yourself, being your best self is not just about you. It's about everybody around you who can be inspired by you just being your best self. I have so much admiration when I see people who live fearlessly, people who I see who have like a quirk that I beat myself up about, and then I see them out there living and loving their life and having the best time. And I don't know if they realize how much I am like super inspired. I'm like, here, this person. I was watching this video with my kids, and this dude literally had like no arms and no legs. And he was like a football coach. A football coach. I'll try to find the link to that one as well. Because, man, it just puts things into perspective. So I hope that I can encourage you to, what I got from that, and what I would like to share with everybody is that if you're trying to do something for everybody else, then just stop it, because it's not about everybody else. It really is about you. If you can get up in the morning and look at yourself in the mirror and feel good about yourself and who you are, I mean, you really genuinely like how you feel all up in your feels, all up in here, and you like, oh, boo, go you, then that's it. And continue to live big and loud, or as quiet as you want to, because everybody's got something to contribute. And it's going to be real cheesy, and y'all are going to hear me say this probably more than once in this series, but I love that song from Different Strokes. Now the world don't move to the beat of just one drum. What might be right for you may not be right for some. I don't know the other part. The man is strong. That's not the part. The part is everybody's got a different kind of story. Everybody's trying to make it right. No matter that you got not a lot. So what? They got theirs, you got yours, and I got mine. And together we'll be fine, 'cause it takes different strokes through the world. Yes, it does. It takes different strokes through the world. It takes different strokes. Everybody with their own little flavor is exactly what you need in that melting pot to create that nice gumbo. Okay? So be the oregano that you were meant to be in that gumbo. Be the paprika. Be the cayenne. Be the garlic powder. Be the sassafras. Just be. Be your most ultimate self, and every day work on being more of who you are. And it's okay if you make a mistake. It's okay if you have a change of mind and a change of heart. The only thing I say that it's not okay to do, it's not okay to just be a total asshole and be like, that's who I am. I'm an asshole. Everybody, people be trying to slide by on that, and that's not cool. That's not okay. And what it really does is it shows how not cool you are with yourself. When you feel the need to always come at somebody with some smart comment, talking about some, I'm just being honest. Well, you're just being a dick, and stop it. Go make a change with that man in the mirror. And if you do have something to say to someone, or if you do have something to address that might not be the most copacetic issue to deal with, you need to lead with love and be really authentic in your delivery. And then that's, you don't want to get outside of your own integrity trying to make other people feel better. And that's a two-way street. Okay? Stay within your integrity, right? Either way, you don't want to get outside of your own integrity trying to please or make other people feel better. But if you do need to deliver, a message or say something that may trigger or hurt someone else because it's not the nicest thing or subject matter to deal with, do it in the spirit of kindness and love. It is not okay to be a dick and then just say, well, I'm just being my authentic self and ain't I enough? No, stop it. Stop it. And your true colors are showing. Go fix yourself. But other than that, even in that, love yourself through that moment if you're a dickhead or asshole and you know it. Like, really, really take this to heed. What am I doing that makes people not like me, and why? Because somewhere in there's you not liking yourself and using I'm an asshole as an excuse as to why people don't like you, because I keep it real. No, there's something about you that you don't like and you're not dealing with it. And so instead of dealing with yourself, because that's hard work, because like Lonnie had her moments, sometimes those realizations or those things have hurt you deeply and will bring you to tears because you feel inadequate. But when you deal with that, you can learn that you are enough and that you don't have to highlight other people's flaws and faults to keep people from looking at yours, because the truth of the matter is it really does the opposite. The more you talk about other people, the more people start looking at you and analyzing you. So that's what I got from the reel. I'll try to post the links to everything I talked about today. And I'll be back tomorrow with another video and a little recap of what I learned. Watched on YouTube, what I watched on YouTube and what I learned from it. Please please subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel so that you guys can catch up. So please like my video, please subscribe to my channel, and follow along as I go through these 21 days. If there's a video that you want me to look at and you want me to go to, please leave that below in the comments and I'll definitely try to take a look at it. If it's something that I think is interesting or that I liked or found particularly interesting, I'll talk about it and we can chat. We can chat in the comments, honey. All right, so that's it. Once again, I'm Brandis Manuel. Thank you for joining me here at Rich Chippy Mama, and I will see you tomorrow.